Ooh, that sounds pretty good. All right, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a while. I've been doing my balloons on my other channel. I thought today I'd show you some Ableton Live 12. This is the standard version. I wanted to go into a little bit of a session view today, and I'm going to, hopefully this was recording correctly. I have this Restream plugin that lets me record the instruments out the main. Okay, now in session view, you just kind of click up here. You can hit tab or up here, and you can kind of pick out your tracks here. Okay, and I don't need a splice bridge. I don't have splice yet. Unused. Okay, and what you can do is let's say I just want to insert MIDI track. Now in Ableton, you can pick all these different drum kits, okay? And you can go through and let's say on this right here, this is the augmented piano. And you can kind of, okay, play it, right? Make sure it works. And so here's the, if I don't have that on there, you're not going to hear anything. You'll see the MIDI input up here. But if you hit to select it, this is the piano V3. Okay, I may not use that, I don't know. Sound effects I like to do last. Now this MIDI, what I was going to do is like, you can kind of like play your piano or instrument, and then you can kind of go through. If you have his headphones, when you click on it, it'll like demo. So if you have like, you might want to see what goes with your instrument that you're going for, your song. I think I had this, I forget which one I like now. Is it Chard or Chelsea? Chelsea? I don't know, kind of like that. So, yeah, stop. I'm going to drag this to the MIDI. And just ignore this one here. This is actually the Emulator 2.5, and it has a drum pattern on it. So we're not going to use that right now. We're going to use this drum kit. And this is how you close this view here. This is your MIDI clip view that we don't have a MIDI clip yet. Let's see. Now these are like linked to your certain keys or your drum pads. You can see here, that's is that C2? Okay, so you can see how here you can like other sounds if you want. So you can technically input tons of sounds on your drum kit, and they're assigned to each MIDI or note on your MIDI controller or piano. Most of the time, you know, these kits have like the kick on C, and they have a general. I might want to turn that down, huh? All right, so part of your sound or part of your session view or creation is just finding sounds that go together. So I'm going to go off camera and then pick out some instruments I want to use. Okay, I'm back. I got some instruments. I got this bass from this June 6th 5 from Altruria. I got that one instrument pack from them. It was on sale. It was a really good price. It had us like 30 something instruments. But if you don't have that, like most people, you could always go to instruments. You can use this library for bass, and then you can kind of pick a good bass out of here that you think. I listened back to my first recording. These headphone things are not coming through. I don't have my setup to where I can hear everything through my OBS. Can't hear sounds made out of this because the audio processing is being used by this. The only thing I can hear is stuff going out my main. So anyway, you'll be able to hear the basses as you pick them. That's a low one. There's collision. You can just drag it over here. Now, here's what it sounds like. It's almost, I don't know, not quite the bassy. That's not bad. Sounds pretty good in my headset anyway. I like to just kind of make sure all these are kind of lower. Kind of mix while I'm doing stuff. But all right, so what you can do is whatever you have recorded, you can see how it changes when you arm for record. So you have to have something. So you could start with the drums if you want. Dun, 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 dun. It's more loud in my headset. We'll go like 12. You can see how the levels here. Or if you want like your piano piece. The other thing, I guess we'll say C major. That's only if you have scaling used on everything else. So you don't have to really mess with that too much right now. Your tempo. So let's figure that out. So how fast do we want our? So we got our tape piano or some kind of. I'm just on an F major 7th chord, E minor 7th. You can kind of like picture it in your head, what you want to do maybe. And you can type this. You can make it like 83. You can hit this bar here. So it's playing right now. Dun 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 dun. Now the one thing that's really confusing about this is you don't want to hit this button because that kind of does like the arrangement view. You can use this one, but we'll get into that. So let's say you're on this track here, this scene here. This is like these. I think these are called scenes. Yeah, you have a little info bar down here. So I hover it over. It says scene. So double click to scene number, view and edit. We won't do that right now. If you switch back and forth between arrangement session, you want to hit this button. It usually is orange when you do that. Just make sure everything is clean here. All right, so let's see. So let's just do our little sample. You don't actually have to insert a MIDI clip if you know what you want to play. So we're going to do that. So We're gonna hit this. Now you thought it was gonna play something, didn't you? Actually, you can just remember I can loop this, so it's going to, when you're in the session view, it's going to, I think it's assuming loop. It's going to keep doing it. If you want, you can just keep that there. If you want to build another scene, hold control and it'll like copy it down. So now we're on scene 2. If I go over here, let's try this bass out. And I'm not really feeling that, but let's see if I can go this one. Not sure I like that either. Well, let's just play and see if I see. Now well, it might start recording, but I'm not sure why it does that. Okay, good. It's not recording. Sometimes it starts recording on you. You can kind of like play around before you record. Now, if you like that, like you say, oh man, I don't know if I can do that again. A lot of times you can click on this button here, capture your MIDI, and then you can actually drag this further if you want all of it. It's not too bad. I use that all the time. A lot of times you're just playing around, and for some reason you play better when you're not recording. It's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep it. All right. So now you kind of have that. And you can drag this down. I'm holding control. Let's see. Was this one like my pad? Oops. You can kind of reduce the... Let's see, we'll hit record on it, I guess. 2, 3. I hit spacebar to stop the recording. And let's go back to that just to make sure. All right, the one thing that's confusing is keeping your things in sync. So like this one's kind of hard to tell how long it is. So if you want, you can do crop, clip. Okay, now it's 4 full measures. If I crop this one, it's 4 measures. And this one is 8, so it should be okay. All right, so if I play this scene, this is actually sounding pretty good. At least on my headset right now. It's not EQ'd or anything. I don't know. I like that for just you know, 5 seconds of coming up with it. So now we want like to maybe put some keyboard or what do you call it? Some drums. Also, if you want to, like, if you don't want to see your MIDI, you can go like that. If you want to see it larger, you can kind of. Yeah, this is Tom, the editor, and I just cut out a lot of boring extra stuff. That is helpful, but I'm going to try to stay focused back on the session view. All right, back to the show. Okay, I came back in. I chose a different kit that I like. It's called a Diverge kit. All you do is just drag it and drop it right on top, and it'll overlay the. Go back to here. It'll overlay the kit. This doesn't have much sounds, but they're pretty good. So if I go like something like that. But then as I was doing it, I realized I didn't like how none of these clips, I didn't like how any of them sounded. So here I'm just going to maybe do the drums. You could also either play them or you can program or write them in, but let's just see how it sounds if I can play it here. 2, 3, 4. Something like that. But it sounds like it's like off timing. I think it's the bass doing that. Let's see, I want 16 bars, right? So let's just, we can do that, get rid of this, crop it. Now I might have to like redo these. Or we can, let's drag it down. Let's open it up and let's see what's wrong with it. Let's go open this one first. Sometimes these kicks, the beginning, one annoying thing about MIDI is the front part gets omitted if it ain't perfectly on. So let's start this again. That was actually a mistake, but it sounded pretty good. Now, this ain't too bad. Must be the bass. Not too bad. Pretty good timing, if I say so. So I'm not going to quantize that. I think it sounds good and natural. But if you can't, if you want, you can, like, you don't, if that bothers you, you can kind of go like that to make sure they're, you know, right on time. So this, do we like this? You have to make a decision for yourself. And see here. Might be a little fast. It sounds alright, I think. This actually sounds like it could move over. I know if you hold one of these keys, is it Alt? Okay, if I'm holding Alt, then the left arrow key, and then I'm just slightly shifting it, so then you can click here. Actually sounds pretty good. So now I know it's my bass that's kind of screwing up. Now you could go in here and type in the bass. If I go in here and play it, oops, I think the bass, this is my bass. You can do an insert MIDI clip. You can go scroll down until you find your notes. you double click, you can kind of like go like that, and then when you play it, make sure I'm on the right scene here. Now what's the problem? It's only 1 bar long. So let's do X2. And that does that, but let's see. 4. Now we can sit here and play this until we boom. Nah, open it up. Doom, doom, doom. So then you can go. If you want, you can do. Let's see how that sounds. And if you don't like that little thing, kind of have to play around. I don't know why I keep doing that. You can kind of go. But I think I'm just going to record my own, which is the whole point of Session View. You can kind of play around, and maybe there's something that you like, so maybe I'll do that off camera. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed this electric bass. It comes with Ableton electric bass palms. If you search that in your instruments, you should be able to find that. And then this MIDI clip I played and then I edited later just to get a little bit different, but pretty much is 98% of how I played it. And then the other thing I did to kind of make it sound a little better is I grabbed the EQ8, and that's in your audio effects, EQ8, and then just kind of just changed this right here and just dragged it over. You can kind of see when it's playing here. You can kind of like to hear that wow wow if you don't have it. It sounds a little bit more muted. I kind of like that. Okay, sounds really good. I think. Turn this counter off. And I'm like in my brain, I'm hearing like this piano part. So we can go to this piano V here. And while that's playing, you can kind of do your sound selection again. Oh, we gotta select it first, right? P right there. This one, piano V. Just kind of have to. Let's see, what do we want? Piano. Of course, it's all piano. Ooh, look at that fancy one. Oh, that sounds weird. So it's like. Kind of make your own little. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Okay, so now you have a thing. Now you kind of have what you want to play. So you hit this record button now. There you have it. You can do. Now, before I go too crazy with this, I want to show you how to put your session view into like a real song. Okay, so this stuff here, I'm going to delete this stuff here. So we could have like this part, and then just drag this up to here. I'm holding control. All these Juniper part, I don't like these either. I don't need this electric bass. I might add different sound effects later. Now the drums, we probably want them second, right? So you can go something like this, and then add your piano and your bass. All right, so it's practice here. So if you could do like this, you hit play. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have nothing armed down here because it wants to auto record. So when we hit this button, we can actually record this as we orchestrate our scenes, and it's going to record to the arrangement view. So bear with me here. We're going to hit record. And then in my settings, I have to hit play. And that's in my preferences. It's going to give me a 1 count in. Oops, it restarted. Let's hit this button here. Let's just make sure that we're stopping all first. Yeah, let's hit Control A, delete. I come back here. All right, stopping all. These are the mistakes you can make, so I'm just showing them. Any changes you do, though, it's going to record that. So if you start panning left and right, changing volumes, it's going to do an automation record. Just keep that in mind. Congratulations, you have your first song. And then like the ending, let's say I wanted to make those piano parts a little longer. So what I could do is go like that. Get rid of that, and it should be okay. Did sound like I got a little out of sync there for a minute. I'm not sure if it's just my in my head or not. But so as you can see, it records anything you had. Now these don't have anything, so that's fine. So it's about 220, and you can always add like sound effects, and we can add more things in here, so you don't have to stop at just session view. If there's something you wanted to add, of course those are not the very best things. Say like, oh wow, I like that. Again, you can hit this capture MIDI button, and right there it is. So I didn't play much, but again, if you played like 200 notes or something, I think I might capture it all, but it might only capture or show you in blue like this half, and you have to just drag that bar over. It'll be a bar like this, so it might cut it off right here. A lot of times I'll end up just capturing everything, and then I'll edit my MIDI so I can capture it all. So that already sounds good without anything, but again, you'd have to use your equalizers. Another thing you might want to do, see here it recorded that automation when I turned it down right there. So you can just right click, if you don't want that, you can delete automation. This is your automation stuff. It's a whole nother topic. It's complex. What else can we do? Just like in your mixing phase, we could get a compressor. You want to open this up and sidechain it, so it's going to listen to drums, and you can even choose drum kit, and you can even choose what drum. So I think it's kick, right? And you can like lower this down there. So you kind of see how much it's a lot of gain reduction. That's what that's gain GR. You just want it slight. Lets the kick come through. Da, 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 da. I just like sit here and go da, 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 da. So There we go. But I didn't even save this project. That's the first thing you want to do. And let's see, session view video. This is where I'm doing it. We're going to call this Jazzy Session View Example Video. And then you can just grab everything here and you can export to WAV or MP3. That Not Mario is pretty cool. I might show you guys that one time. Alright guys, the audio was messing up when that was creating that MP3. So this is Editor Tom speaking. But hey, I just wanted to just thank you for watching this whole thing. If you got this far without falling asleep or just, you know, wondering why my audio might sound funny, my voice. I'm not sure exactly what OBS is doing. It's making in these videos it was messing up my voice and double recording it, and I'm not sure because I don't have that problem with my balloon videos. Anyway, if you want to like, subscribe, or if you want to stick around for later on, I might do my Mario kind of cool remix Mario song that I did in session view, but I didn't record it, but I do have my Ableton session on that. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. All right, bye.